Yes, sir! I don't care. I'm actually happy about this. I'm legit happy about this. Bro, if you know me at all, you know how much I was against Nintendo's bullying of Palworld and against how Nintendo is just moving as this patent giant, just stomping and stomping everywhere they could, taking away creativity at every step possible. It was getting so out of hand that I honestly did not know what the gaming landscape was going to be moving forward. It was getting so out of hand that a lot of people were actually getting scared to develop. Like, Nintendo was just, their plan was just to bully everybody out of it. Like, it would have gotten so crazy that creature capture, which is the name of the genre, yes, bro, it exists. That's the name of said genre. It's called creature capture games. They were going to completely box everybody out of the market. But good on Japan for saying no. It's not going to be that easy, Nintendo. It looks like you're actually going to have to put in work and effort and actually make a good damn game. I know it's hard for you nowadays because your fans nowadays will eat up any slop you make. But, dude, this time around, you're cooked. I'm so happy. Let me just read this article, bro. I'm sorry I'm not doing a lot of editing on this one. I'm just excited. I just want to get this out as soon as possible. So let's check this out. Nintendo's anti-Palworld patent application gets rejected in Japan. Bro, they said, nah, you gotta actually put in the effort. One of Nintendo's anti-patent monster capture patent applications have been rejected. That is a tongue twister. Has been rejected by the Japanese patent office as it lacked an initiative step. For those unaware, Nintendo and Palworld's company have been battling Pocket Pair, the publisher of Palworld, in a patent infringement. Which, yeah, we all know at this point, like, Nintendo and Palworld, they've been going back to back, neck and neck. It's been a fight for a long minute now. It's been a whole brawl that has been going on. But I'm just happy to see that they actually kind of lost this thing. They were finally told no, which, in my opinion, should have been told from the get-go. I would have threw this out the moment it came in. I would have threw it out the second they tried to introduce it because that's all I see it as, is just straight up bullying. But but let me see what else this says. I'm actually really happy about this because this is the right step in gaming. All right, so most recently we had heard as patent experts say Nintendo is so wrong it hurts regarding mods not being counted as prior art. Nor prior art is the main reason why Nintendo's patent application was rejected in Japan. Nintendo's anti-Palworld patent, I dare you to say that 3 times fast, anti-patent Palworld patent. Anti-Palworld patent rejected due to prior art references including Ark, Monster Hunter 4, and more. Bro, let's not forget, there's also Digimon in there. There's also Hoyoverse's new stuff that they're bringing. Anima. There's going to be so many other games that it's going to be impossible to hold up this patent. It would have fell on its knees. That's why they had to throw it out. It made no sense. And that's what everyone was so worried about. According to a report by GamesFry, shout out GamesFry, Nintendo's rejected patent application 2024-801, whatever, was a subclaim of one of the anti-Palworld monster capture patents and a partner and a parent of another. It was dismissed for lack of initiative step, meaning it did not involve an initiative idea that was not an obvious combination of the two or more pre-existing concepts. Several games were cited as prior art references. The patent office determined through a third-party submission of prior art that this step existed before Nintendo's December 2021 prior date, which with Nintendo such as Studios Wildcard's Ark, Capcom's Monster Hunter 4, Pocket Pair's Craftopia, Kantai Collection, and Pokemon Go using it, and not to mention there's also Digimon, there's also a bunch of others. China is cooking up a slew of them, so yeah, this would have just been a disaster. So I, for one, could not be more happier that this failed for Nintendo. I honestly knew that the way Nintendo was moving as a company, it was getting so sleazy. Like, it was actually bumming me out, man. Like, as a guy who grew up with this company, Nintendo, and as a guy who really loves this company and the stuff that they make, dude, I was not feeling it anymore. I just lost so much interest, and I started rapidly losing respect for this company from what was going on with the Switch 2, how a lot of the games, like even like Welcome Tour, you had to buy it instead of it being free, like how Wii Sports was, to the bricking situation, to when a kid got his Switch 2 accidentally bricked for putting in inappropriate username by accident by his little sister. The only response to the Nintendo company when he called them for help, they just said, just sell it back to GameStop or wherever. And the kid said, I don't want to sell a console. The kid had more morals. A child had more morals than an adult. Go figure. He said, I don't want to sell back a broken console to someone else because it's not fair. And they said, well, I don't know. Then it got a little popular, and then Nintendo reversed it. So I guess they can auto-reverse it after all. So there was that. Then there was a Mario Kart situation where they changed up random mode and ruined that. Then there was the Donkey Kong Bonanza situation with the DLC, which was pure slop. It cost more than Palworld. This crappy Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC costed more than Palworld. I mean, sorry, more than Hollow Knight Silk Song. And at the same time, they tried to pass it off as saying, oh, it's going to be an amazing experience. It was not worth the squeeze. And then they released Pokemon ZA, which is, to me, the most offensive of the bunch thus far. It is a $70 game, $100 depending on where you live in the world, and it has the most slew of problems with it. You've seen people falling through walls, you've seen people falling through the ground, you've seen just really poor art everywhere. Poor animation, poor graphic quality. They only invested $13 million into this game to have it made, and they got back a whopping almost $300 million from it. It is insane how much money Pokemon has made from ZA. And not only that, if you're Pokemon, you're not going to actually put in the effort to put a real good game out anymore. Why bother? Dude, you don't need to. You already proven to me that you'll buy any slop I throw at the wall and you'll just eat it. So I wouldn't if I was them either. Let's see the end of this. If you are wondering what these claims are, read more about the previous... Okay, but yeah. So to me, I'm just glad that Nintendo got called out for it. I really am, because Nintendo was moving to a point where it was just going to get from bad to worse. And we all kind of saw that coming down the pipe. Honestly, we all really saw that coming down the pipe when you think about it. Because the way they're moving Pokemon ZA, and now how they're going to be charging you for the DLC that comes with Pokemon ZA. Like, Drew, bro, it's not free. That DLC is paid for. Meanwhile, how many other games released free DLC this year? From Expedition 33, Doom the Dark Ages, like a big AAA titles said, yeah, no, it's free. Go ahead, go nuts, have fun. Even Space Marine 2, like there's so many more. The more I think about it, the more I'm remembering more titles that offer free DLC this year. But when it came to Nintendo, dude, Nintendo said no way, because they're very prideful, and they said as a company, we believe that anything we work on is so good that we deserve monetary compensation for it. Like they basically in their eyes they're like yeah, we can't do any fails. Let me see if there's the GameFly one here. But yeah, they said we can't do any fails, and it's not gonna happen. So let's see. Let me see this direct. Also, here's some more. The direct impact of all this. Nintendo now faces the choice between abandoning the embattled patent, which honestly they should, because it was a stupid patent to begin with. Come on, you know it was dumb. You can either A, abandon the embattled patent application, which is the more likely next step, trying to persuade the patent examiner based on a modified patent application with amended claims. Also, when the process at the patent office is over, an appeal to a specialized court named intellectual ICP property is possible. The Japanese patent prosecutor, like, this is just a lot of like legal jargon, but basically what it's saying is like most likely Nintendo's just going to abandon the patent, which in my opinion is the right thing to do. I think like just reading all this is crazy. Let me just skim through this really quickly. Wilder ramifications. The non-finally rejected patent application is a key building block of Nintendo's monster capture patent strategy that took an aim at Palworld after its early release in 2024. It's the same patent application, and both of which Nintendo is assessing against Palworld in February 2026. Just like the application that led to patent in suit, this application was filed shortly after Palworld's release. Oh my gosh, man, this was insane. Wow. All right, Nintendo, man, please, bro, just stop. Just make good games. That's what you guys used to be like when I was a kid, man. You used to be cool. I'm not gonna lie. You used to be legit. But now, I don't know, man. Now I'm just kind of low key. Like, I don't even have a Switch 2 anymore. Like, it's so funny. I got one and then we sold it, or we gave it away. Like, it was insane because it was just like we already knew we weren't gonna play it. We already knew we weren't gonna play it, and just like and whatnot. Similar to how my Switch 1 just sits there and collects dust. So we all know, and I literally once a week I come in and I dust it down, but we don't touch it. Every time I turn it on, randomly, vaguely, it has to get updated. So that is with it. My brother wanted to Switch too. He said my older brother wanted to Switch too, just to try it out for the sake of nostalgia, I guess. Try it out, didn't like it, said fuck this, I'm gonna get me my Steam Deck because that's more my cup of tea. All right, cool, fair enough. But holy, I'm just saying, I don't know, man. I just want Nintendo to stop doing what they're doing and go back to doing what they used to do. But you let me know. Let me know. What are your thoughts on this? How do you feel about Nintendo moving forward as a company? Do you feel this is the right choice that they're making? Do you feel like the patents have gone on too far and you just want them to get back to the grind and make actual good games instead of just trying to sue your competition out of the market? Let me know, because that's honestly how I feel about it. I'm sorry this wasn't like really properly edited, bro. I just did this fast because I wanted to just express my thoughts on this. And with that being said, dude, all right, I am gone. Take care. Later.